Hello and welcome to our place in Sicily and maybe the darkest video we've ever done. Today it's time to tour the ground floor, also known as piano terra, here at the Palazzo. So I'll go find some lights and we'll take a look around. So first and foremost, I need to get an update, which is things may be on hold all the way through the holidays. We are waiting for somebody's shoulder to get better on the team, and well, not more importantly, most importantly is the shoulder on the team, but also for the ties, the iron ties that will tie the corner together to get to the island. So probably will show up, if possible, right at the holidays. So we may or may not see more work before the new year, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to have videos for you. We have been holding off showing you the ground floor, mostly because it's dark, and we want you to be able to fully experience it. But we're gonna work with what we have, and you'll get another tour when we have electricity in here. So I'm going to turn this camera around so I can show you what I want you to see. Okay, we're starting at the front door just to get you oriented. And that goes up to our mezzanine and up to the piano nobile, the main floor. And this was an entryway that wasn't really like an inside of the house entryway. To the right are two doors, and to the left are two doors with one spare door hanging out here. And these would have been, these in Italian times of this house, could have been offices, places that led to where the animals were kept. I've been told maybe the chauffeur stayed in down here, but this wasn't the main living room. But let me show you where it stands now. So, and we're gonna focus on the left side of this hallway and beyond, because the right side you've seen, that's the guest house, and that is what we're going to jump in working on next as soon as everybody's shoulders and all the parts have arrived. But this is maybe the fanciest room on the ground floor. This is what we're gonna make our coat room, and also part of it is going to become sort of like the mechanical room where the electric comes in. I want to point out these windows, if I don't get too backlit. So it's very interesting because the window size isn't terribly small, but once you put a frame around it and then another frame around it, and then you just open these two sections, there's very little light. So we'll definitely be putting in a window that's got less wood border around it. You can see that this isn't weather tight. This is not what this was sort of meant to be, although I was told this was a bedroom at one point. This has a Liberty style ceiling, but pretty simple. And the floor is pretty special as well. I think I'll pop in a brighter picture of that because it's just so dark. It's winter time here, well, almost winter. We're getting close to the solstice. We're just like a week away. And we've been holding out for a good sunny day, but I found some lights here that I'm gonna move around for this tour so that we can show you some stuff. Okay, so now what we're walking into is the hallway that sort of leads all the way through the first floor. Well, what we'd call the first floor in the US, but it's really called piano terra, or ground floor. And this hallway is kind of just like a big room. Now behind this door, if I can show you, is another door into that coat closet. We're going to keep this one open and we're going to close the other one. And we'll be talking more about why in another video. And now I've got lights on so bright that I'm a shadow. So this is like a, I don't know, it's like a hallway. It's like a big hallway and it has this really cool closet in it. And I moved these parts of scaffolding out of the way because I wanted to open this closet and show you what lurks inside. So this goes under the stairs. It's obviously curved. By the way, this is where all our lights and everything for the guest house are. But you can see, I'm gonna back up without showing off too much of my shadow here. So what we're gonna do is actually shorten this hallway here. So we're going to, keep the doorway, obviously, to make the hallway, but then right after the doorway here, we're going to make all of that a full bath with a shower. And part of it will have that cool arched piece. So we'll take these doors off and go from there. So this will be, a full bathroom for what could be a flexible bedroom. Now this is all going to make sense as we move through to the next parts. But first, I have to move the lights. So we're calling this room, which we enter through double doors, which also have that paneling over them. I mean, these walls are super thick. And some interesting things to point out in this room and to discuss for the strange way we're going to use this place. So we're calling this flex room 1A. And this pile of stuff here is actually painted fabric. Why? Because at one point when we were testing all the walls out and everything, we would knock on them, sort of, does it sound pretty solid? Does it sound like the stone underneath is loose? You're not knocking for studs because there aren't any. And then, when they go to test the ceiling, they take a broom handle. And when they popped up on it, it moved because it was fabric. It was fabric that was sagging. We didn't know quite what it was, but we also thought it was sagging. So we thought there was a lot of water damage, but it was really just fabric that had gotten loose. And you can kind of see here, they put the fabric up and then concealed sort of where the fabric attached to the wall with some trim. So it was very well hidden. I mean, it's not a big secret, it just was weird. And so we put some supports in here just because the ceiling is just a little bit curved. This was one we're going to change out. We've already taken the tiles off the top. And also I should point out that our tiles and pretty much the whole rest of the ground floor here are beautiful terracotta tiles. Let me grab a light so you can see these. So these will clean up really well. Then we probably need to oil wax. I don't remember the exact care. Terracotta tiles take a lot of work to keep nice, but they're beautiful. They will be stunning in here. We're still deciding how we want to treat the ceilings. We could just make them flat and paint them whatever color we want to make them, but we could also use wood beams and have the wood beams exposed. That's kind of my hope, but we got to see what the budget looks like. Okay, so bigger picture. I'm going to back up here. So we're in Flex Room 1A. Flex Room 1B is over here, which we'll look at. And then ahead of us is Flex Room 2, and to the right is Flex Room 2B. And what we're looking to do here is to create two big rooms. So we're going to combine 1A and 1B because you can see how narrow this wall is in comparison to where we came from, which is about maybe a little more than 2 feet. So this wall here is not structural. So we can take this down and rethink this whole space. So this is going to be Flex Room 1, and then we're going to do the same thing in Flex Room 2A and B and make it one big room. Because this is where we want to be creative with our use for this house. But let me take you into Flex Room B and move some lights, and we'll talk a little more about it. Okay, so now that we're in Flex Room 1B, which is just going to become part of Flex Room 1 when we take this wall down, we're also supporting this, just to be careful too, because these beams, while they're whole, are bending. And so we just, with everybody walking across them, want them supported. And also we can get kind of a good look at this cool terracotta floor, which is so dirty. We don't even know what color. Well, we know it'll be terracotta, but it will not be the color it is now, which is gross. And what we are thinking of doing with these spaces is creating something that could be a full bedroom. Each one could be a bedroom with a bathroom. They could be used for, a little yoga get together. We could set up chairs and use it as a speaking area during Vendemmia, the wine festival. We could do wine tastings in here. We could make it an art gallery night. We could do all sorts of things, but the goal is to make the space as flexible and awesome as possible. We also want to tuck in a little gym in here because we're going to be living here and using it, most of the time. And then we'll sort of rearrange it for whatever the needs are. But we're trying to be creative. And if you guys have any other ideas on ways we could use these, please let us know so we can account for them. Let's probably talk a little bit more as we go on. This door we'll come back around to because there's another door that leads into this, is our solarium. And you can still see we do have daylight outside. It's a rainy, rainy day. But let's go back out through Flex Room 1A and go check out Flex Room 2. All right, we're in Flex Room 2A right now. And this is the window. It's similarly placed to the Flex Room 1A. These room names have to get better, but we are gonna make, I think this is the window we're gonna make a little bigger so it's the same size as the one in the other room. And you can see we came from that door right in front of us. And this is the wall we're gonna take down. And just for giggles, we've got this roof supported too. This roof also, all of these ceilings, sorry, I keep saying roof, all of these ceilings had that fabric up there, the painted fabric, which is all sitting on the floor in the other room. And so when you look through here, we've got another one of those sort of Italian style walking from one room to the next room to the next room. But it kind of works for us here. So we're gonna take this wall down and make this just a big flex room. And again, we have the same flooring and we have a ton of weird stuff in here as well, which we've shown in other videos. This was all in the room we have back there. We have a car axle, a few tires, some chair skeletons. This is 2 of, I think, 3 wheelbarrows. We had a lot of stuff in here. But let's go look. Let's actually look in our side room because that is going to help explain how we would use this for like a public use without having to go into our house. Let's take a look at that. I gotta move lights again. All right, I don't have a very secure way to keep this shut right now. So let me just move this out here. I think I pointed this out in the past, but let me set down this iron bar. Check out this sweet little doorknob. A little hand holding a little twist. I love it. We have to figure out how to get that off before we lose this door, because I think this door is going to change. But let's take you. This is, if you haven't seen the video yet, this was our rosary door, the door we thought maybe there would be vampires in. Because it was nailed shut and had a rosary hanging from it. But it wasn't. We actually know that there is a door to the outside, an exterior door behind this refrigerator. And And we know that the door, this door, locks from this side. So it was basically a way to lock it from the inside. Just put some nails up because they didn't need to come into this room at all. This was only accessed from the outside. Yeah, we have this old refrigerator, nothing in it. Thinking of keeping it and giving it a good paint and cleanup to use as a wet box for my ceramic studio. So it's a thing people do with old refrigerators. Rather than just getting rid of it, it's a really good solution, but we'll see how gross it is. We'll be fixing up that door, and that would become the entry. So this long room, it's a long, skinny room. And if you remember from our video of our girls' rooms upstairs, the room by rooms, will be 2 bathrooms up above this. One sort of on this side for one room and one on this side. So this is the size of the 2 girls' bedrooms. So we'll make this room up to about here. We'll have to figure out how we deal with this window. Will become part of the entrance, so that if we wanted to have a gallery show, people would come to this door, they would come in, they could go into both of the flex rooms that would have beautiful pieces of art hanging up. We could have a little coat rack, some little benches that might turn into beds. We're going to be very creative with what we use there. But this would be the way they would enter and exit, which means they don't have to go into the whole house, and it keeps that separate and would let us sort of rent it out or let somebody have it without needing to bother us or us to bother them. And then this side is going to have a bathroom, and the idea is that that would be the bathroom for this room if we were flexing it to be a whole bedroom suite. And we have an idea to make it a bed with like a couch and all sorts of fun stuff. So all flexible and able to like change at the drop of a hat, move some things around. But yeah, this is gonna make a lovely little bathroom. I already have the vanity for it. I guess I could pop that vanity picture up here. We're thinking of doing this as a rose themed little bathroom. I have a beautiful rose chandelier and stuff. It's just going to be sweet. We need to figure out maybe how to not hide the shower, but because this would be used as like the public bath, if this was being used for a public space and not a bedroom, we would need to maybe downplay the fact that there's also a shower here. So we'll figure that one out. In the meantime, you can see what remains in this room. So this, we think, was probably just an old piece of furniture that was quickly made. It's nothing fancy, but they obviously took the time to cut a fancy back and would have held wood. Right now it has some random tiles, which of course we'll save because some of these may need to be replaced. And it pretty much seems to have a dirt floor. So that's fine. We don't need to take the tiles out, and we're going to find new tiles for it. And again, you know, a little window which blocks so much light. So we'll open that up a little more. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but this ceiling has, mostly for structural, this was not obviously a showroom by any means. This is a storage room stuffed with stuff. But for structural reasons, that gave it some good structure, I believe, for the floor above. Yeah. And again, look how thick these walls are. And this would have paneling up above it when we get done. This only has a single door because it's a smaller opening, so we'll see how we handle this going forward. Probably keep that single door idea, but maybe replace this door. But keep that cute little hand. Okay, let's go into the other part of this flex room once I move some lights again. Okay, we're now walking into flex room to be, or not to be. And as a reminder, this is the wall that's going to come down so that we have one big wall. And you can kind of see, now that I have my lights not in the dark room, how nice this would be as a gallery space with just beautiful big white walls. And what I love about them is they're not totally smooth. You can feel the sort of naturalness, and some of this is actually, the light is giving it some bumpily texture, but it is also a little bumpily, but I really like this. So we'll put in a beautiful white ceiling, pick a lovely color, and we'll accent with some drapes and other benches and things that we can move around. And this room leads right into what will be my studio office. So let me grab this light here. And let's take a look in this, which is currently more of a storage option right now. So again, another a window. This is where we're keeping sort of our paper towels, our cleaning supplies, brooms, ladders. This is our stuff, not our builders. Random things. We're recovering a very special piece of furniture under here we'll talk about another time. Some of the shovel tops that we found. And I have a big plan for those, but I'd love to know what you would do with them. And also you can see, this is a fun thing I've been meaning to share with you guys. So this is the top of a broom. And sure, like, who cares? It's like an old style broom, yes. But when you go to like the big box hardware stores here, you can get the plastic version of this that literally looks like little plastic branches, which I find hilarious and fun. So, you know, they really do believe in this shape. It's not just that this has been sitting in my house for a long time, although it has, and it's gotta be very careful when I pick it up and move it because it's so dusty. And then we found all of these tools, which are for putting on the stucco plaster. So somebody that worked here obviously did some tools. This big one here is for doing corners and just getting like large spaces. So fun to see that stuff as well. And this room will actually open up a little bit where this arch is. I'm gonna set my light down here so I can point with my finger. So this arch was closed up, we believe at one point. You can kind of see where that might have been. And we are gonna put a window here because the room that's next to this is outside and will be my ceramic studio. So this studio will be more of an artist, an office space where I'll work, my computer will be, all that good stuff. And in the next room will be where the dust flies and the clay dust flies and stuff. But that opens up into this lovely room, which we gave you a peek of before. And now I can stop using our lights. So this is what we're gonna call the solarium, but this was the kitchen of the previous renter. She lived here for, we were told, about 50 years, has been gone. She was here until she passed away. And she passed away about 10 or so years ago. So it's been abandoned for a while down here. But she didn't just rent this, but also got the garden. And this is the space she used for a kitchen. We saw pictures from her great-granddaughter of somebody holding a little child, and right here where that sort of white space is was where she kept her calendar every year. This is also where I was working on those lemon shapes, which seem to be doing very well. They haven't been painted or anything. This one seems to have this wall has got some wetness to it, so that is having some trouble, but we knew that was a bad spot anyways. In this little closet, we have the shower for this apartment. And again, I'm calling it an apartment because it was separated, but it will be all part of our full house when we're done. I'm gonna back up here to give you a little layout of the land. So this door is where we got the first sneak peek into this. That is part of Flex Room 1. We'll take this sink out, but we do want this to be sort of our indoor-outdoor summer kitchen. And if you peek outside, you can see we have archways that go in and out of the buildings. We're gonna make that happen here as well. So we're gonna put 2 arches in here, which we believe were there in the beginning. They added on the dining room above this after and closed the space up. We're gonna open it back up and put big glass doors on it so we can enjoy it when maybe it's too hot to be outside. We can be inside but still be feeling like we're outside. But you can definitely tell that this used to be a step down. The stairs feel very outdoorsy, like you would be walking into what they would call a deposito. And at some point they put on these doors, obviously not original to this. And now we can go outside. We have to be careful. There will be pigeons that are gonna fly at me and scare me. And, but we can take a look at the last few rooms that we have to show you on the ground floor and maybe some of my favorite. So let's take a look here. And I'm under a little bit of the terrace above. And get you oriented. That's our solarium. This is the wall we're going to open here. You can see we've got it marked for demolishing. And also there. For there is our guest house. And this would have been the garage. See if there's any pigeons getting ready to jump out and scare me. So those are the garage doors. As you can see, they would not fit a Land Rover at all, but they would possibly fit a carriage, a horse, donkey, whatever they might have used here. I'm not sure. We don't know all the specifics, but that's the kind of thing it would have been used for. The fact that they had a chauffeur, I don't think they could have fit a car in here. So maybe the car was parked outside or the car was parked somewhere else. This wall here is the one when we were in my studio, I was saying we would open up. So the idea is, because we need to keep the clay all in the clay room just for safety. You have to be very careful and clean in ceramic rooms because you can get something called silicosis from inhaling the dust. So the best way to do that is to keep a room that you can wash all down and block it off from anything else. So we'll have, there might be a door from here into there, but there will be a big glass window so that some of the outdoor light here will make it into that room, which will be great. There is a little door back here. In there is the toilet, and that was the toilet, just the toilet, no sink, that was here for the woman that lived on the ground floor for 50 years. So her shower was in the kitchen and the toilet was in the garage, and she made that work for 50 years. And like, keep in mind, like, plumbing and all that stuff was not around when this place was built. You can see the random bits of stuff we still need to get rid of. Slowly but surely, when the crew has time, we're cleaning this up. And this room, which I can only get so close to right now, is going to be Matt's office. Won't that be lovely? So it'll just have a big glass door. We'll make sure it doesn't get too hot, but the sun comes from over there, so it should be nice pretty much all the time. And his room will go back a little further because we'll take out the toilet that's back there. Underneath this jasmine, Gelsnino is the name in Italian, is a staircase that goes upstairs, and that's the kitchen and dining room. We cut this all the way back in January. All that was left was the wood. It has come back full force. immediately. You can't get up the stairs again. This will be something we need to keep in check all the time, but it smells so lovely. Things you might notice is in the back of Matt's office are a bunch of old tiles. These guys are all numbered and neatly stacked by the room that they were in. This is a stack of all of our doors. Our garden, I was looking at old pictures of our garden that we cleaned all up by January. This was all beautiful screened dirt, and it's just so verdant is the word. This was all clean. There was no little green weeds and stuff growing back here. And the reason we're going all the way back here is because there's one more room here on this side. You can see still more of our tiles. This is the garbage pile that they had. And it was like things you didn't know how to get rid of. There's some like wheels, broken glass and stuff like that. I think this has probably been around forever. That'll all get cleaned up because this is where we're going to put our sort of raised bed garden in this corner. But this, gosh, I hope you're not getting too much rain on our lens here. We can sort of open this. I'm not even going to give you too much of a look at this because it's hard to get the doors closed back. But this is, oh, you know what? I have a light with me, I think, so I can turn on our light here and give you a look. We're using this for storage right now, but you can see how the ceiling is very dark. So this had some sort of like grill, not a barbecue, it would be more of a grill in here. And this is where the woman cooked, we believe. We will make this our kiln room and also the room for sort of our working tools and stuff as well. So pretty easy to keep back there, and just giving you another look at our very verdant garden. I can't wait to get our ceramic studio up. I do not have a lot of experience in ceramics, so you might say it's awfully bold to build a ceramic studio, but we'll discuss that more at another time. Essentially, it's something I want to learn. I'm at that point in my life where I can focus on it. I have taken classes and I have been studying it for 2 straight years without touching any clay. You can see our beautiful Camilla tree. Let's see if I can find you some buds here. Oh, it's hard to get past. We've got to cut down all of this grapevine here that grew over it. We were letting the grapes grow this year. Our fig trees that are just randomly weeds are growing a ton of figs. Of our Nespole tree. We lost a couple palm trees there when we took down the tree in another video. Look at these. These guys look so good. That leaf is going to come right off. Wow. This one's coming home with me. And then the one very last thing that's on this main floor is this space we're going to magically use to be an outdoor bathroom. I mean, it'll be inside, but it'll be the bathroom for the pool area and outside, so you don't have to walk all the way in. Our pool is going to be right about there. So, finally, you guys got to see the ground floor, like a whole third of the house we haven't really shared with you. You got to hear sort of the craziness of having these weird flex rooms. Instead of walking into my office to go around, we'll walk into part of flex room 1 and show you the full circle. Again, we've been in this room dancing around the poles. You remember, this is the material that was painted and stretched across all of the ceilings. Then out this little hallway. remember this bathroom that's gonna get tucked into that really cool space and part of the main hallway here. And that will serve as the bathroom when this serves as a bedroom, so an ensuite bath. And then we're back to the entryway. It didn't really work out to keep my glasses on top of my head because now I can't see. But you got to see basically a third of the house that you had never seen before. So we have the ground floor that you just witnessed, the main floor, which you've seen with all the beautiful frescoes up there, and then also the whole guest house, which is what we're going to work on next, where we hope to be living while this is still a mess. I mean, I'd like it all to be done, but little by little, and we'll get through this. We have some room by rooms to do and film for you while we're waiting for shoulders to be repaired and parts to come in, and probably some little treat videos as well. Nothing too heavy as we go into the holiday. We're super excited to be here for Christmas. We're missing our family who is away, but we are keeping them busy remembering us by opening all their advent calendars. This was the great year of the advent calendar. But we'd love to know what you think of this tour. What do you think we should do with those flex rooms? We don't need them for bedrooms all the time, but we have so many ideas for ways they could be used besides just bedrooms. How would you mix and match them? How would you turn them from an art gallery one week to a bedroom the next week? I'm so excited to start working with our interior designer Jennifer Bertrand on this, because she's got a brilliant brain and we're going to come up with some really cool stuff. It's not something you need in every house, but I love that it is a puzzle I'm going to get to solve, hopefully not too long from now. So until next time, I'm going to go eat my little fig here. Oh, it's so bright. And we'll talk to you later. Ciao, ciao.